Hello, friends, and welcome to another exciting episode of Talking with Fence People. My name is Sergeant Host Eric, and today we'll be having an edition of Type Police that I'm looking forward to. I'm kind of excited about it. I have some history with this woman, uh, and she claims to be an ENTP. I'm going to tell you all about my history with this woman and type police her ass after this important song. Try as you might, you just can't hide, 'cause you're mistyped. And I've been waiting to pull you over all night. Type police, type police, please pull that guy over. He says he's INTP, but seems extroverted, sensing to me. I think he's ESFP or Type Police. Okay, welcome back to Type Police. Who's the lady? You probably know from reading the title of the video already. It's this lady here, so malicious, whose name is actually Melanie Melody? Melish? I don't know. Melons. I don't know. Something with Mela. Yeah. So, anyway, let's watch a little bit of her video before we get into anything additional.
So I'm just chilling here on Saturday night with my cat and my dog. Where is she? There she is. And my selfie stick. And no makeup. I put serums on. So, yeah. Sorry about the lack of presentation. But yeah, I'm just sitting here slouching as usual. And I was just thinking about, see that box? That's Sasha's stuff. That's not what I was thinking about, but I was like, oh, what is that? Oh, I don't usually have this angle. It's her bed and her brush and her food bowl and all of her babies. Well, not all of them, but we buried her with one of them. But yeah, I kept it, obviously, but I put.
What is this bitch yammering on about? Oh, look. If she's an ENTP, she's not going to object to me asking that question at this point. What the hell are you talking about?
Put it in that box. I'm gonna get a nicer box, like a clear one, like a display one, and put it somewhere around me always. But for now, it's in that one. I sound weird. I was just thinking about how highly unlikely it seems, and this is not the first time I've ever thought this, by the way. I was just thinking it again. How highly unlikely it seems that I will ever like meet someone or click with someone or find someone um, that I could be in a relationship with forever. It just seems so unlikely to me.
That's inconsistent with my understanding of ENTPs. The ENTPs I know, all the real ones, prefer relationships and want it to be permanent. Let's see why. Let's see your reasoning why.
Me sometimes, or maybe all the time, because First of all, I'm so strange. I mean, that's and I've always been strange. But I really embraced my strangeness when I was little, and then I went through like that whole phase where you try to fit in, and when I was just crazy, and then I think I tried to be something I wasn't probably a few times, or I don't know. I was probably always still kind of weird, but I definitely tried to seem like the norm girl, probably. Um, and then I dated like all the wrong guys, obviously. Another thing, like my INFJ video, INFJ part 2, I think, where I talk about why INFJs and ENTPs F up in love. Where you're like, oh, I'm just going to try censor, censor, censor. What am I doing wrong? Yeah. Uh,
Well, obviously, I disagree with her about this. I don't think that we fuck up in love because we go out with censors. I think we fuck up in love because we go out with people other than our duels. And because there's an implicit conflict in the two in two different things. One being, if you want to be in a relationship that lasts, you have to want to be in a lasting relationship, which means you got to pick the right person. However, if you want to be in a relationship that lasts, then you want to be in a lasting relationship before you really fully know the person. And you want to be in a lasting relationship because you recognize the mechanisms of a relationship as being preferable to those of being single. And for people who perceive that, then it's difficult for them to pick the right person because they want the mechanics of the relationship before to come before the organic mutuality of the experience or something. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
but that was probably also during my fitting in stage. Also when I had no idea what I was looking for and didn't know myself. So whatever. But anyway, I'm so strange. I am. And I'm so strange for a lot of reasons. But right now in my life, my dog's like, oh no, you're going to talk again forever. Right now in my life, I'm extremely strange. And I forget how strange I am until I start going like on, I just told an ENTJ this. I forget how strange I am until I start going on dates with people. Like, you know, like when I'm finally like, oh, I'll just get back on whatever it is, like Tinder or Bumble or Coffee Meets Bagel. Point being, I'm very strange. And, like, I live in a freaking motorhome, you know? I live in a motorhome by choice. And it's too big for me. So there's that. Like, I'm definitely a minimalist. I got rid of all my stuff.
I want to point something out. That's a lot of chest without any boobs showing. Anyway, I haven't heard anything definitive about T or F yet, really. I've heard a lot of NE. She's definitely NE. There's no doubt she's an NE dom. I can tell by the way that she parentheticals. But let's listen to more. I'll try to give you better reasons than that.
All of my earthly possessions a couple years ago, and I have not missed them. And I keep trying to downsize more. And it's great living in this small kind of a space because you can't bring much in. If you bring stuff in, you have to get rid of it. So it's awesome. But like literally, a motorhome is too big for me. I want to live like people that wash my shuttle know in a truck trailer. If I can finally get it remodeled. But really, I just want to build my own tiny house. And I really want to build one that you could put on a truck or like on a trailer or something like that. So it can be portable. So there's that. There's that weirdness. It's totally non-stable.
That might sound like TEFI. Like I want to build a little house. I want to TE some project. But it's not necessarily at all. It could be any for sure. And I want to hear more, but I just wanted to counter that potential argument. Spike it out.
Standard, you know. And like once upon in my life, I lived in houses. You know, I lived in condos. That's where I moved out of a big fancy condo. That's where I lived last. And I sold all my cool stuff. And my, even some, like, not all expensive furniture, but some of it was. But I had tons of stuff, you know, and I don't have any of that anymore. And I don't want any of it ever again, at least not in the foreseeable future. So there's that. There's the fact that I don't want to make money. I'm not about money at all, you know. I was afraid of money, period, for a really long time, which I've also said in other videos of mine. But like, I left jobs making a lot of money, and I never want to go back to that kind of an environment. You know, I work in a shelter, in a homeless shelter, and I love it. And I don't make very much money at all. And I could give two shits about that. Like, I do.
Alright, so this is where things get a little squishy with this one, right? I'm unsure if she's ENTP or ENFP, as I've already indicated she's an anytone, but she's talking about not caring about money, and that sort of stuff that she's saying. I've left high-paying jobs already. I don't care that much about money. I just need what I need to get by, the standard of living that I've established for myself here, and I have that, so I'm fine. But then this part about working at the homeless shelter. My FE in the third slot is avoidant of that kind of stuff. I don't want to experience resonance with other people's pain. It makes me feel sad, you know. So, or mad sometimes. I get mad at homeless people for making me feel sad. That's my emotion. Usually first it's like, God damn it, fuck you. I've got some sad sign, you know. Anyway, I wouldn't work at a homeless shelter, but this is indicative of potentially where individuals of the same type can end up on very different paths, and so it's probably ill-advised to look at things like, well, like that as a determinant factor. You'll notice I'm being kind of careful here. I always assumed she was ENTP. I never really thought about it much, because back in the day I just gave everybody benefit of the doubt they typed themselves correctly. Nowadays I assume everybody's full of shit as a default, because, you know, I'm the type police. But yeah, I have some history with her in the sense that I tried to get her to date me or go out with me, and she said, I don't know what she said. I think she said no. But later on, she tried to diagnose me, basically. I said, like, I was in the grip of this and that, and I was just like, the fuck you will, bitch. Anyway, we had some email exchanges. She was very frustrated. She's a former writer for a newspaper in Seattle, and is an excellent writer. And she didn't expect to get her ass handed to her, basically. But she did. So anyway, my gut is still, even though I'm not sure the data here is convincing me of ENTP at all, but I did come in with a lot of assumption that she probably is. So let me keep moving forward here. She put up a ENTP style battle in this email exchange that we had, but I don't remember it that well. It was a long time ago. This is like back at the beginning of the channel, basically, when I first started doing personality type stuff. Alright, let's continue.
not care. It's not about the money at all. And I have made way more in my life, and it never really mattered. It didn't change anything for me. It wasn't the money that was making my life miserable back then. It was just the environment and who I was around and what people were about in that world. And of course, being a chick in a man's industry was hard too, you know, over and over again. But it really wasn't the money that made me miserable. It was just the path of life that I was on. The money didn't. I don't even remember. The money didn't matter to me at all, really. I mean, the money was just money. Like, money's never really been a huge motivating factor for me. It's just sometimes when I get money, I don't want to spend it. And then I just do. Like, I don't know, I'm not good with money anyway. I'm not. I'm a typical ENTP in that way. But I'm starting to learn how to be more responsible. After I became a Christian, like, I had to rebuild my whole, like, concept of money and my understanding of money and why it's okay to have money, because for a long time, money was evil, right? So there's that. Those are both two really weird things. Like, without anything else, those are really weird things.
She's done pretty ENFP. For a long time, money was evil. Then he became Christian, and now money's okay. He had to get used to that. That is not ENTP talk. Everything you said so far is about your feelings, how shit makes you feel. You're an awfully good writer, but I've encountered plenty of highly effective ENFPs in terms of writing. And I don't remember the substance of your argumentation, except you were trying to fucking pathologize me. I wrote a great little song. I wonder if I could find that. Anyway, let's continue, but I think you're probably going to jail, so Melicious.
I live in a motorhome, and I don't like money. I have a degree, and I have a master's, which I dropped out of because stupid rules of ethics are just messed up. I don't know why that's how, like, it was master's of counseling psychology. Like, God, the freaking laws and the rules. Like, I don't even necessarily want to become a peer counselor, like a counselor at my work. Like, I work in the shelter with people, like, hands-on. I'm around, like, the homeless community every day, and I love it. And I don't even know, like, our clinical supervisor said that I should become a peer counselor, and I was starting the training to do that. And now I'm in this place where I don't even know if I want to do that, because there are different laws of ethics that even apply to the peer counselors. And that's the reason I dropped out of my master's program, is because the laws of ethics about what you can and can't do and can and can't say, and professionalism and stuff like that. It's like, who thought of those, and why is that the best way? How is that the best way to help somebody to remain aloof and cold and distant and not get attached? And like, yeah, okay, totally. That's all right. I know I haven't done a politics video in a long time.
Sorry about that.
For very good reason, because I just kind of checked out. Too much negativity, too many fights, and on the whole, I've mostly just stopped paying attention to the news because of the absurdity of it. But it's my birthday, so I thought I should do something that I will live to regret. Disclaimer, though, if you disagree with me, that's okay. People have disagreed about politics since the dawn of man. That doesn't mean that we're sworn mortal enemies if we happen to have a difference of opinion. If you do disagree, feel free to express it, but we can all express our opinions without, like, venom and fire and the wrath of hell toward each other, right? It's okay that people think differently. It's part of what makes this world a beautiful place. It's beautiful, but we can just talk about it in a manner, like the Bible says, present your argument so that if you were that person, they would believe you and say you're right. So that means you have to stop and think about what you say before you're saying it, right? But I'm just here to express my opinion. I'm not responding to anybody. I'm just putting my opinion out there. All right, that was a huge disclaimer, but politics videos have just gotten so
they've just not been always fun in the past. However, I've got this, I just need to talk. You know, I'm not going to do it again for a really long time, I'm sure. Don't worry, I'm not going to go on politics here. But I had to comment about the Supreme Court, because that's all anybody's talking about. So here's what I think. Obviously, our current presidential cabinet got Gorsuch on the bench of the Supreme Court, and he's their dude. The Supreme Court is supposed to not be aligned with the president or anyone else. You know, they're supposed to be independent of the executive branch. But I think it's fairly obvious. It's obvious to anyone, no matter what you think, this is an entirely different executive branch. It is run an entirely different way. And in my opinion, Gorsuch is an entirely different pick. I think he's there for one reason, and I think that reason is to do the president's bidding for the most part. And I think he's doing a pretty good job of it so far. That's changed. Just that alone has changed so many things since he has been a Supreme Court justice. I'm not going to go into all of them. I don't even want to talk about all of them. I don't even have all of them in the forefront of my mind.
Okay, so this is person-based reasoning, right? It's not... Those examples she gave do not indicate to us that he's doing the president's bidding. It indicates to us that the president picked somebody who's aligned closely with him in terms of his politics, which is to be expected. Now, the thing to remember about a Supreme Court justice is there's a lifetime appointment. So they outlive the president every time. Almost every time. Unless they die really quickly. So she's not reasoning this out from a detached perspective. She's making an advocacy about what she believes. This is an ENFP. These are ENFP arguments, and she talks about her feelings a bunch. She doesn't like the conflict in the comments. Militia, or whatever the fuck I wish I could remember her goddamn name. You're going to jail, lady. You're going to jail, and I'm tossing you in the slammer. I'm sorry, it's gonna hurt your feelings. And but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna put some other SFJs in there, or SJWs in there, I mean. Put some other SJWs in there to commiserate with you. And you guys can all feel angry about it. Alright? Off you go. Off you go, lady. Where you belong. In type jail. Why? Because you're a type violator. You're not in compliance. You've broken the law. So, as a consequence, you hear this sound. And you're like, oh damn, can I hear it again? This time it didn't play twice. Thank you. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese, and see you next time. Hey, what is up with that? What the fuck is up with that? How does it do that? It like auto repeats or something. That's crazy. Anyway, talk to you later. Try as you might, you just can't hide, 'cause you're mistyped. And I've been waiting to pull you over all night. Type police, type police. Please pull that guy over. He says he's INTP, but seems extroverted, sensing to me. I think he's ESFP or type police. I wish I could have stopped it right when it was at the top of its arc, the hat. But, you know, I'm not that ninja.